Hello, everybody. Welcome to the dungeon. My name is Sarge, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of Dungeons and Dragons Online. All right, so you've already gone through and created your character. We went over the UI in the last episode. You've gone through the preliminary starting area, and you have come out the other side. So where you are now is called Korthos Island. Korthos Island is the true starting area for your journey uh, your journey through Dungeons and Dragons Online. Most individuals will go through and start off in this area. If you are not a VIP, if you're just new to the game, this is what you will see when you come out of your starter area. So if you click M and open up your map, I've adjusted my screen a little bit. You'll have to go through and adjust yours to how you see fit, but the UI again was covered on the last episode. So a lot of these symbols that are on the map, all right, are going to be identical no matter where you go. All right. As you get into different areas, different levels, you're going to have more and more different kinds of symbols. So I just wanted to go over them real quick with you so you get a quick familiarization as to what they are. The little orange coins are vendors. It's a place where you can sell stuff, a place where you can go through and buy stuff. All right. Squares, they look like little doors. Those are where your quest entrances are, or your dungeons, where you will be going to go through and get quests. You get these highlighted when you go and get a quest. All of the highlighted chalices are quests that are available for you. If they are blue, that means you have already completed them. So as you can see right now, I have 3 that are available to me. If you see a leaf, all right, those are where the trainers are. You can highlight over them to find out specifically where your trainers are. Now, one of the things that is not shown on here is called a fate spinner. A fate spinner is for when you get to epic levels. All right, so that's something we can worry about later on. These, the mugs, are where the taverns are. And 99.9% of the time, that's where the spirit binders are. What is a spirit binder? When you go through and you're running a dungeon and you die, and you have to port back, you go through and release, your body ports back to the last place it did a spirit bind. All right. So one of the first things we'll do is we'll go into the tavern and we'll bind our spirit, and I'll show you that in a minute. These crossed swords or weapons or whatever you want to call them is where the hirelings are. All right. I'll go over hirelings a little bit later. These are exits to zones. Every expansion is going to have different zones, whether it be Slayer zones, which I'll cover that in another video, or a dungeon zone or something like that, but different zones. These little green stars are places that you can go to if you've got them opened up via VIP through expansions, or in this particular case, for somebody that is not a VIP and has not purchased any expansions or anything like that. This is where you're going to be going to go to Stormreach. Stormreach is the central hub of the game. All right. So Stormreach we'll get into eventually. So I'm going to go through the process of running every single one of these dungeons in separate videos, but running every single one of these dungeons and leveling this character with you step by step so you get an idea and you can join me along in the journey. So, first thing we want to do is go to the Spirit Binder. Okay, again, the mug is the tavern. That's where you go to the Spirit Binder. You'll see people like this that got their little stars. All right, that's to access different content. If you have it available via VIP, or if you have purchased with DDO points, purchased a expansion pack or something of that nature. So this particular one will take you to the Keep on the Borderlands, which is another low-level area that you'd be able to access if you had it open. So I'm at the Waycrest Tavern. You click on it to enter. All right. Here's your spirit binder. Talk to them. If I fall in battle, will you bring me back to life? Yes, I want to be resurrected here. So, if you're lost in battle, you'll now be resurrected at this location. So, every single time I die, I will come back here. So, each new zone that you go to, you want to make sure that you go to the tavern to bind your character. All right, you want to remember to do that regularly if you're working in new zones. Worst thing you could go through and do, and trust me, I have done it, is to be in a completely separate area and you die in the dungeon and they're not able to go through and resurrect you, and you go through and you release and you go back to the last place you did the spirit binder, which is not even the same zone that you're in, and it takes you a while. You have to figure out how to get back over here again, stuff like that. So just make it easier on yourself and go through each of the zones that you go in and bind with your at the spirit binder. Now, once you're in a guild, once the guild is high enough, they could have the potential of having a spirit binder right there on the guild ship. So you'll be able to go through, resurrect at your guild's ship, the spirit binder on there, get your buffs, and then go and do what you need to go and do what you need to do. So let me show you some of these areas. So see, he's got a chalice over his head. All right, that means he has a quest for us. He's got a grayed out one. All right, which means I am not high enough level, or I have not completed the prerequisites needed to be able to get this one yet. You will be able to go through and get it. All right, here's your trainers. This is your general vendor. You got the coins. Same thing that's on the map. See, that's your little arrow. There's your coins. You got more trainers. This is access to the Slayer area and other dungeons, which we'll get to in a minute. Korthos Island has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 dungeons. It has 8 dungeons. All right, 6 of them are required to go through. Wait a minute, 9 dungeons. I'm sorry, 9 dungeons. All right, 7 of them are required to go through and progress the storyline in this particular area. As stated in the last video, for the most part, DDO is not a linear game. You have to go and find your all of your quests and stuff like that through different zones. The only place that is linear is Korthos Island and a little bit at the very beginning of the Stormreach area. All right. So, your first quest that you're going to pick up when you come out, again, this is where you come out, is going to be right here with Kaja. All right. So that's the introduction to the Korthos area. In the next episode, there's a couple other things I want to go over, and then we'll start running some dungeons together. I appreciate it. We'll see you next time on the next episode. Appreciate it. Have a good one.